Hello, hello. Welcome to another episode of Insights with Latrese. How's everyone on this Tuesday? I was on a Zoom call earlier today and I totally felt like it was Thursday and I kept referring to it as Thursday. I don't know why it's already felt like a long week. Is anyone else feeling that? I am totally feeling that. But it's okay. It's all good. Happy Tuesday, terrific Tuesday to you guys. We have another great episode. Today, we're going to talk about purpose, right? And power. We're going to talk about how they go hand in hand and how you need to operate in it and how to operate. I have this wonderful guest who will eventually be here, but right now, we'll just pretend. I like to pretend. My guest will be here in a second. And actually, it's just a tag team. It's not even going to be that type of interview Q&A. We're just going to really tag team because we actually speak on this a lot. And I just thought it would be a great topic. You can never talk enough about purpose and power and how to manage it and how to get it in. But before we get into that, I have to do the housekeeping. Let me just tell you right now, I'm on all social media platforms. Make sure you're looking for me on Instagram, of course, Facebook Live, and Twitter. I'm there. And then if you just want to listen to this again on a podcast, I'm on Spotify, I'm on Apple and Google. Now, this is what I want you guys to do. I need you to tell your friends. I need you to share this, like this, and tell your people because this is going to give you your life for real, for real. It is going to be a good segment. It's an important segment because, I don't want to really get into it all, but purpose is pretty much why we're here, while we're on this earth, while we're breathing. But we'll get into that in just a little bit. Let's see, what else do I got for you before I bring my guy in? Okay, so I kind of spilled the beans. It's my guy. It's Olivier.
Yeah.
I'm not sure why, but it's okay. So for those of you who are listening, he kind of airplane his way
Yeah.
into this, so it's all
I came
good.
from a long way.
You did. How are you today?
I'm doing terrific. And you?
I'm good.
You
I'm
good?
good. Born to be
You
great.
all right now? Yes,
Absolutely.
you are.
Yes. So, with that said, we're talking about discovering your purpose, the power of purpose, and how it all goes hand in hand. And I love to hear you talk about it. I know we used to listen to Miles Monroe, and we still do. He's no longer with us, but I think that's when I first heard it the very first time, the way he broke it down. For me
Mhm.
personally, was purpose. And so when did you hear, that it was purpose? It's that we're here.
Whew. First time I heard, it wasn't necessarily put that way that it was the word purpose, but it
Okay.
was more the fact that the the why. So
Okay.
here's the thing about purpose. To me, purpose is simply summarized in one word, and that word is why.
Okay.
It's
Yeah.
it's why does a camera exist?
Yeah.
Why does a car exist?
Yeah.
Why does whatever? And that why to me was instilled in me by, I want to say, by my parent, first of
Okay.
all,
Okay.
making me understand the why I was born, the why I was on put on this earth, the why I was the oldest child.
Mm-hmm.
All of that, they've always instilled to me the why behind it. Um, and so, and of course, when I start discovering, when I start following God and coming to the realization of what God had put me on earth
Yeah.
also to do, I was probably in my teen, I want to say. So
Oh wow.
yeah, so
So I was a late bloomer, actually,
yeah.
because I really didn't understand. I didn't really understand the why or the purpose
Mhm.
until I literally was in my late 20s.
Ooh. I mean, there's
So,
not. So here's the thing about it. It's not um, a question. It's not a race.
yeah,
You
yeah,
know, purpose is not a race. It's
yeah,
not that I have to start it so early to get there. No,
yeah,
it's the key with it is getting started.
yeah.
Okay, purpose is not a destination. It is literally the journey. It's
Mm,
that travel, the road that you travel to, yes, toward the destination. To me, I looked at it more as a purpose. Yes, it's the end game,
okay,
okay, where you want to be, or what you ultimately have to accomplish and so forth. But
okay.
it's a process.
It's a
It's a
process.
process. It's not just because of, oh, here's the end game, boom.
Right.
No, it's a process.
So let's go back to defining purpose. How would you define it
Hmm.
in its simple terms? I know it's a
How would you
loaded.
define it?
So purpose to me is the reason you were created, the reason you were born. And if I want to kind of go a little further with that and make it a layer, it would be I am someone's um I'm a resolution to
An answer.
someone's or
Yeah.
answer to someone's problem.
And I agree with that. I
Okay.
totally agree with
So
that.
how would you define it?
Well, you've said it.
Okay.
The way I typically, to me, I do believe that God put each and every one of us on earth
Okay.
to be an answer to an unsolved problem.
Yes.
Okay, so there's something on this earth that we are born to do, that we were put on this earth to be able to fulfill.
Okay.
Okay, and so here's the thing, because you look at it as like, well, what is this? And we typically want to look at something just grandiose,
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
I want to, discover electricity, or Steve Jobs, who made Apple, or things
Mm-hmm.
of that nature.
Mm-hmm.
Beethoven, he wrote all this kind of music and so
Mm-hmm.
forth. But it doesn't have to be that grandiose. And by
Mm.
that I mean this is that your purpose could be for you to raise amazing children
Mm-hmm.
who in turn are going to maybe make that kind of change in the world.
Wow.
But your purpose was to raise them.
Wow.
Does that make sense what I'm
Yeah.
saying? So
That's
we,
good.
we always want to look at when we talk about
Big
purpose,
scheme of things.
yes,
Yeah.
most
Yeah.
of the
Yeah.
time we look at what's under the light.
Okay.
Okay,
Oh, that's good.
where
That's good.
we all have, imagine, I mean, you hear these example all of the time, but
Yeah.
think about it. You look at your hand. Imagine the hand was like, you know what, my purpose is not that important as the foot, and or the foot say, you know what, my purpose is not as important as the head. I
Yeah.
mean, your body wouldn't be able to
It wouldn't
function. And
function.
so here's what I do believe. I do
Mm.
believe that when God put us on earth, He gave us each a function to play, a
Yeah.
purpose to play, so that humankind, the body of Christ, or
Yeah.
humanity really as a whole, because here's the key.
Okay.
As believers, we sometimes often think that the purpose or whatever just relates to us as believers. I don't agree with that.
Okay. What do you think?
uh, Everybody has a purpose.
Absolutely.
Period.
Hi, Myron. Absolutely.
Everybody has a purpose, and so that
Be
go ahead.
everyone, whether you
Everybody.
believe in God or not,
No.
that you are born with a purpose.
Yeah, but think
Okay.
again. I'm going back to people. I mean, you have people who have done incredible things that have literally changed humanity, in the course of humanity and history.
Yeah,
But they were not all necessary believers or profess
that's
to be
true.
Christians.
That's true.
Okay, so
Very
I
true.
do. So with that said, I do believe that for us believers, it's actually even more so important for us to understand the why,
Yeah.
or we were put on this earth so we can truly make the impact that we're supposed to make.
Okay. So with that said, so we've defined purpose in kind of that was a simple,
Hmm.
right? Simple definition of purpose. I
Yeah,
mean, it's so
I
layered.
like what Marin says there.
Okay. He
It's
says,
it's the small thing we overlook that would propel us to the next level.
right,
Totally
because
agree with
we're
you.
evolving. We're always
Constant,
evolving.
yeah. And so those small things that you
Hmm.
overlook um, in your life could be the key to you discovering what your true
What you're
purpose and what you were put on this earth to
That's
do.
my story.
Hmm.
That is absolutely my story, but we'll get into that. So, and you guys, I apologize for those that are watching this. I'm looking down because I'm making sure I'm not missing any questions, so that I'm not bored. I'm not bored. I am just looking down. So here's the thing with purpose, people are like, well, I'm frustrated. I don't know how to find my purpose, or I don't even know if I'm in purpose. My question or my comment to that a lot of times is, do you feel fulfilled
In what you're doing.
in what you're doing?
Yeah.
Because I think that's a key sign that you're not fully, at least, operating in purpose, right?
Hmm.
That if you don't feel fulfilled, you don't feel like you're making a difference. Sometimes, I mean, and you know this, I'll wake up without an alarm
Hmm.
because my purpose gets me up. My calling, what I'm called, I'm so excited. Let me knock this day out.
There's and now I read this statement first before I actually went and tried to find this thing, and I'm going to paraphrase, but it was in
Okay.
a Seinfeld show. But oh gosh, I wasn't big in Seinfeld, so I don't, forgive me, I don't know exactly all the name of the actors or the
Okay.
characters. But there was one character who was asking the other, what are you doing? He's like, I don't know, and he's like, so are you supposed to make money? He's like, I don't know. Are you supposed to go build houses? I don't know. Are you supposed to do this? And I don't know. Are you supposed to do that? I don't know. He's like, well, why you get up in the morning for then?
That was
That
good.
is such a powerful
Why?
why. Again, it comes to the question, the why. It
Why?
comes back to that question,
Why are
why.
you on this
So
earth?
why you waking up every single morning? If there's not something
Wow.
that you wake up every single morning and you look and you're like, you know what? This is why I wake up every
Mm-hmm.
single day. This is why I wake up, and this is when I wake up. This is what flood my mind, my
Mm-hmm.
everything
It
in me.
speaks
It
to
speaks
me.
to me. This is what it does.
Yeah.
So the
Yeah.
thing is, my thing would always be to look at your passions first of all. Okay,
Yeah.
what are those things that you're passionate about? What are those things also that people tell you that you are good
Yes,
at?
I was
you
gonna say
know
that. Yep.
Pay attention to what people tell you.
Yeah.
What are your what they notice, because there's a reason they're noticing those things.
Yeah.
There's a reason they're saying,
Because it
man,
comes out. It's natural.
you every time you show up, man,
Yeah.
the atmosphere changing, and you bring joy to everybody.
Yeah.
Well, why is that? There's something about you, about the way your makeup, the way God designed you, that when you get around people, you just bring joy.
Yeah.
All of a sudden, people are just smiling, and they don't even know why, because just you showed up.
And
You know,
and that is true about me.
it is.
But here's the thing. He doesn't appreciate the fact that in the mornings
No, I do not.
that
No, I
I'm
do
up
not.
like a bird
No, I
at
do
4 in the
not.
morning,
I
like,
do not.
hey guys,
Yep.
good
Yep.
morning.
Yep.
And
Yeah.
so
No,
you
I
get,
do. I do.
yeah, but it's
No,
it's
because,
true.
well, because you are such. So I'm a late night owl.
Yeah.
Okay, I can stay up
Hmm.
till late. Well, you the opposite. The morning, and you start. Hey, it's Monday. It's marvelous Monday. It's terrific Tuesday. The
Yes,
whole that
come
yard.
on. Bring it.
But that has to
Uh-huh.
do with what you are called to do.
Absolutely.
To inspire people, to
Yeah.
motivate people, to
Encourage.
encourage people, to
But I
empower people.
but I
Yeah.
think what I struggled with for the longest time, and you helped me with this, was the fact that I tried to put my purpose in a box. It had to look like everyone else's. So, it wasn't like a doctor or a teacher or a lawyer. Mine kind of was a little bit of here and there and a sprinkle here. And so it was hard for me to really, even though I operated in it, I couldn't identify. Speak on that, because what you helped me understand is that you aren't in a box. You have this, because I started out with makeup. I'm traveling with Estee Lauder, and so worked at Nordstrom for years, and then it evolved again. That evolution.
But again, it's
Hey,
so the
Katrina.
thing is, it
Hey,
comes back to
Tim.
this thing about your purpose. It's you have to travel for it. Okay,
Uh-huh.
it's not, and you're right. It's not. You cannot just said, hey, it fits, because the way Katrina, her purpose is totally different than mine, than
Yes.
yours.
Yeah.
She could, I mean, and Katrina could be called to reach people, and we could be called to reach the same people, okay, to
Okay.
impact the same people's life. But the way she would do it,
It's going to
it's
be
only,
different.
yes, it's
It's
only the way she can do it.
and that's
And
why.
and the thing is,
Okay.
sometimes when we see people
Yes.
who have a similar
We
kind of
try and copy them.
exactly.
That, and you're not a copycat.
No, you're not.
You're an original.
Yeah.
So I can have a team of people doing the same exact thing as me, but they can't do it quite like me. Why? Because I'm called to do it this way. I'm anointed to do it one way.
Correct.
And so,
but nobody can do it like you.
Right. Because there's only one who?
There's only one
Latrese.
Latrese.
Right. You know what I'm saying? Same thing with you.
So you can sound like me.
Yeah.
You can walk like me.
Yeah.
You can act like me.
Yeah.
But you will never be me.
Mm.
That is the truth.
That's
that
good.
is the truth.
That's how
you can.
awesome
So
we
watch
are.
this.
I
Look
love
at my
that.
kids. Look at my kids. My kids, they look like me. They look like me. They sound, but they sound like me.
Yeah.
You can look at and you'll be like, man, they sound just like him.
That's something he would say.
But they will never be me.
Never. I can take it a step further.
As much as I want them to be just like me and be me, they would never be me.
I can take it a step further. You look like your father. You walk like your father. You act like your father.
I do.
You do things like your father. The other day I was looking at you. I was like, he's standing just like Papa. But you can't be him.
I will never be him.
Isn't that something?
It is.
That's how uniquely and what's the word I want? Uniquely made. We are
designed.
We are so designed, so amazing. That's why spend that time trying to be
a copy of somebody else when you were made an original?
Man, come on.
We were literally made original. It's like you hear the statement that basically when God made you, He broke the mold after that.
Boom.
He never reused it.
And that's what's. And I think if we can really embrace that, regardless of what has gone on in your life, it still didn't change who you are and what you were created to be. I'm going to tell you right now, for me, my life has been a journey, and I haven't always made the right decisions, but it never negated who I was, my purpose, or my calling. And so I just want to encourage those who are out there listening. That it's never too late to discover. I'm still discovering. I have not mastered this thing, but the one thing that I'm understanding every day, why I was so different. Why was, I was ostracized and
there's the why.
So many different reasons why I had to stand on my own for a reason, for a purpose. And now I'm getting to see why. I'm getting to understand why. And doors are opening. I'm at tables that I had no clue that I would be at. Things are evolving.
But your gift makes room for you.
Boom. What and what?
Your gift makes room for you.
Yes.
And this is the thing about purpose, is that this is why it's so important to not negate your passions, not negate your talent. Because here's the way I all right, think about it. You have children, okay, and then all the children, so you have two children, three children, and they're all asking you, you know what, this one is saying, well, I want ice cream, and this one is saying, well, I want candy, and that one is saying, I want chocolate cake. And so they're
Mm-hmm.
all asking for, and then you're like, you know what, I'm not getting, and typically what we do, I'm not getting nobody nothing,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
because it's much easier.
Mm-hmm.
That's what we do with our talents and with our
Mm.
abilities, or is that this ability is pulling to you. It's like, ooh, um, I can play the bass guitar.
Mm.
I can I'm very techy with computers. I can do this,
Yeah.
and I can do that, and so all of these abilities are pulling towards you,
Yeah.
and then you like, and oftentimes we like, you know what, I don't know which one I'm gonna
Yeah.
spend my time doing.
Yeah.
So two things happen.
Okay.
Either we become a jack of all trades, master of none,
Yes.
or we just quit, because we're like, you know what, I don't know
Mm.
which one I need to give my attention to, so I quit. My thing to people, just go for it. Go for whatever,
Be-
go for it. And there's one of them
yeah.
that you will discover that, man, this is the one. And it's the one that's going to open doors for you. That's the one that's going to bring you before great people, bring you to that next step. And
Yeah.
sometimes
Yeah.
it may just bring you to a step to the next level. And then you discover that this other, man, this is good. So this gifting, this ability, this passion brings you thus far, just to realize that there was something else that you used to love and to like, that literally now you realize that, my goodness, that area is ready for this stage in life.
Yeah.
So you
Yeah.
because you move to another stage, and at that other stage there's other abilities and talents that you had in you that are not ready for, that are now ready for that stage. So I say, go for and develop
Yeah.
all those talents and abilities.
Just do it.
Yeah.
Like I said, I started out in makeup and I discovered I had something else because people would sit in my chair and have an experience. I was encouraging, motivating. I'm doing makeup and they're crying. And I'm like, wait a minute, why are you crying? What's happening? Because of the things that I would impart into them.
Mm-hmm.
So it started evolving.
Yeah.
And now I'm doing what I'm doing presently, but what I would say to that is that you don't get comfortable,
No.
right?
Mm-hmm.
You never get comfortable. You're always looking almost for the next fit because you know that there's more.
You have to
There's
grow and
you
evolve.
have to you have to grow and
You have to
evolve.
grow and evolve. You constantly have to grow.
Another thing you mentioned, and I just want to touch this really quick because we're almost out of time. Isn't that crazy? We haven't even talked about power on the inside of you, that you're already equipped. You already got what you need to make it. But that's a whole nother episode now. But you talked about people will tell you who you are.
Yes.
I promise, I always used to be told, I still am told, Treese, every time we get around you, you encourage us and you sit us on the couch.
You do.
and
You do.
and my mommy always told me how nosy I was. That's called a news reporter or a TV host or a podcast host. That's just another
You just
word.
love to ask questions.
But here's the thing. I can recall and I remember, I would tell you, I can talk people into telling me things that they will tell me that they'll say,
I don't know why
I
I'm
don't know
telling
why
you
I'm
this.
sharing this
Yeah.
with you, men and women.
Mm-hmm.
So again, I had to tone into that and listen and say, oh my gosh, okay, I have this gift. So what I'm saying to you that he had mentioned is think about those things that people say constantly that you do. You may think it's no big deal because why? It's natural. It's who you are.
Yep.
But if you really tap into that, I'm telling you, you're going to start finding your gift, operating and discovering that you're an answer to someone's problem. And
Yep.
that's the thing. You're here because you are supposed to support and serve people with your gifts. That is why, that is your why. That is
You
your,
know, to that example,
yeah,
I was always told that every time I show up somewhere, and then let's say that the situation is very chaotic, okay, people I don't know what to do, and I mean everything is just a chaos, is that I would, uh, and I show up, I will always bring peace to the situation, and and then figure out, okay, here's the step that we need to take, and just bring this the piece, and then we move on. And but now I will hear these comments and people, and I would kind of always dismiss it, be like, nah, that's not true, that's not true, I did not do, I just follow somebody. They're like, no, you did not follow this person's leading, you actually took the lead and you told us to do ABCD, and he brought peace, he brought kind of resolution to whatever chaotic
yeah,
situation. Well, but when you think my name Olivier means
peace.
peace,
Yeah.
so
You
you
operate
you
in it.
you 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 think about it. So how did I, even professionally, how do I use it? I've realized that this is actually
A
a
gift,
gift that I have.
personally and professionally.
Exactly, and so I use it
Katrina
even
says that.
professionally.
She said, you always kept us calm and working great.
Oh, thanks, Katrina.
And it's true. Let me just tell you, I'm going to tell on you.
Oh boy.
I'm the fourth child. I'm the baby. So we always tell. The other day, I had just finished a business call,
Hmm.
and some great things are happening, but it overwhelmed me for a moment, right? And you came and sat by me, and then you got up because the girls wanted you. And I said, no, I need you. I need the peace. Immediately, I felt that peace when he sat by me. And so he is, and then a leader at that. It's just naturally what you do. He will come and just immediately not take over, not be pushy, but he just leads. And he leads with love and compassion and peace. And
Thank
I
you.
think that is why he is so successful in what he does and anything he touches. So, yeah.
Thank you.
Hey, you're
That's very
welcome.
sweet.
Come on, you're welcome.
I paid her to say that.
Yes, show me the money. But listen, I love this conversation. We can go
Mhm.
on and on, but we have to end it, right?
Yep.
And like I
It's
said,
your show.
we didn't get to even talk about power because that's a whole nother level, right? But
What is power?
oh my, ability to act or have influence. I think.
Hmm.
What is it to you?
No, I agree with that statement.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I study. Listen, I'm a good student. Being married to him for 18 years almost,
Hmm.
he has taught me some things. So I know because he will call you out. But it's made my life so much more fulfilling.
Hmm.
Not saying that there isn't challenging days still, but to have that to go, to sometimes just wake up only because I know I got to touch and impact lives. I got to do this. I'm going to do this. And it's just amazing. So before we go, I think that we've given them some concrete, right,
Hmm.
skill sets, tips that they can actually use, and also ask people, what do you think of me? That I did that one year. I said, when you think of Latrese Kabuya, what comes to mind? Everyone I asked had the same thing, maybe a different word, but it meant the same thing. People will tell you who you are if you don't know who you are, you know. So
Yeah.
the last thing I want to do before we close up is give one last insight. We've given a lot. We've kind of, but if you could give one last insight, maybe an encouraging word to those who are struggling in their purpose or feel that they're stuck, maybe, because sometimes you can feel stuck. And I know for years I felt stuck. I had great jobs, and I would have great jobs because I would quit one thinking another one was going to bring me the fulfillment, you know. Um, And so, what would you say, and how would you speak to those people?
So here's what I would say. I would ask you to answer maybe um, 3 to 4 questions. First one, I would ask, what do you love? What is it that thing that you just love to do, that you're just passionate about? Um, what um, what do people say about you? What is that thing that people truly say about you? What are you good at? Because what if you are really good with your hands, putting things together, it says something about you, and it may have to do with what you're supposed to do in life. So what are you good at? The other thing is that you also want to know, because we talked about how we are the answer to a problem. So I said, what do you love? What are you good at? But also, what do you answer? What is the things that
Yeah.
when you show up, you solve by your presence, by you just being there, it solves the problem.
Yeah.
It solves the situation. What is that thing? Or those things, because it could be more than one. Um, and then the last thing I will say is, as you're discovering all of that, understand that um your prosperity or your ability to profit from it, it's tied to those things. And so do not be afraid to actually explore what can you get paid for doing that you love to do. So don't be afraid to explore those things,
Yeah.
and to go after that.
That's good. That's good. We can just drop the mic or drop the pen right there. But the fact that I got to give my insight. Here's my insight. I'm just going to piggyback. I'm just going to say ditto, 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 right? But I will encourage you. It's never too late to find out what you're called to do here on this earth. You matter and you are important. And it can sometimes be a frustrating road to go down, but I promise you, stick it out, stick to the course, and you will discover. You will, like he said, those four, I think, points you just made definitely can get you on that road. And then prayer.
Yes.
I'm always praying because I know there's more. Yes. I know that there is more.
Yep.
And so prayer definitely is part of this. But I'm telling you, once you get a taste of it, you can't help it. You just keep going. You just keep going, because to see the impact that you have on people's lives is so humbling. And that's why we do what we do.
Yeah.
Is because we know we're called to do this, but more importantly, we are so honored that God would trust us to minister and to serve his people. And so it's a blessing. It's definitely a blessing. And so I would just encourage you to find it. And if you need help, I'll help you. Inbox me, what do they say?
DM,
slide in.
No.
Oh, no slide in?
No slide in.
Okay.
No.
Don't slide in. Just walk in.
Just inbox.
Okay, just inbox.
DM.
Okay, DM me. And I'll help you. Through it. And so I have a quote that I love, and I think this kind of fits. It says, "The purpose of life is to live a life on purpose."
It's a good one.
That's just the bottom line. So thank you so much, everyone. I appreciate you always. I'm always humbled that you guys would take time out to listen to me. And I hope that I'm impacting you and encouraging you and motivating you. I love to have Team Kabuya with me because I just love when we tag team. I think it's a good thing. So I appreciate you as well. I got you. I know you do. I know you do. All right, guys. We'll see you on Thursday at 7 p.m. Mark your calendar. Set your reminder so we can meet again at 7. I'm going to keep it a secret.
Oh, okay.
I want to keep it a secret.
All right.
No, I'll tell. I'll tell. So this month is Mental Health Month. And so I have a psychotherapist that's coming in, and we're going to talk about it. We're going to talk about trauma. We're going to talk about its effects and how to kind of maneuver, because life sometimes hits us hard in between the eyes, and we have to have a healthy way of healing, and we have to heal and get past it. We can't just sweep it under the rug. It's not going to go away. It's eventually going to manifest some way. And sometimes it's not good. And so I'm real big, and you guys know I'm on this path of mental health and mental wellness. And so I just thought it would be fitting. And I'll have several different types of therapists this month. And so this is this Thursday, Britt Frank. She is here locally in Kansas City. She has a great practice. I had the opportunity when I was doing a lifestyle show. I got to interview her on several occasions, and she knows her stuff. And so it'll be a great episode. So
Awesome.
please join me, and please share this, please, and let others know that Insights with Latrese is for you, right? Because we talk about real life, we talking about the real you, and it's going to be real good. Just know that. Just know that. All right. Until next time, take care.
Peace.